This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Here we go. You ready? Here we go.
Ready as I'll ever be.
We're diving in this.
All right.
It's like the first time you do it. Here we go.
Yep. They got a full send. It's all or nothing.
They always have to force it in me, too.
Yeah.
No, they don't. I'm just kidding.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us.
Just kidding. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Public Affair. I am so excited to be having this next guest onto the show because we're going to be covering a bunch of different topics that I feel like I've been wanting to get into, especially with the guy. But anyway, we're going to get more into that in just a minute, okay? And it's nothing gay. It's nothing gay this time, all right? Look, all right. I promise.
It's an
rated PG, rated PG. Now, before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to thank Rogue Media Network, of course, Mike Hamilton and Josh out here producing this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to all of you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this episode and to the podcast. I'm trying to get 3,000 before the year ends. I mean, I'm not going to be mad if I don't, but I'm really just trying to get 3,000 subscribers.
I think we can do it.
We're like at 2.8 something right now.
Oh, we're so close.
It's less than 200 more people, guys. Please just do it. All right, listen. Now, before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by David Santabanez with Alinea Real Estate. He's the #1 sales agent in his office where he's going to help you buy a home or sell your property. I know a lot of people don't even know where to begin when it comes to how the home buying process. All you gotta do is hit up my boy David Santabanez. He's gonna walk you through everything step by step, and he's the #1 realtor at Alinea for a reason, because he's the go. So habla español to my boy David. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my girl Anika Armstrong with Armstrong's Bayou Cafe and Bayou Po' Boys, serving the most authentic Cajun cuisine with a wide selection of signature crab cakes, pasta, seafood, and more. Listen, my favorite is absolutely any signature pasta that you can get there, but her po' boys and her seafood potatoes are absolutely unrivaled as well. Make sure you guys check them out, Union Hall and Union Grove. Follow on Facebook at Armstrong Bayou Cafe. So, Anika, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, my boy Manny Guerrero at Blue Star RV Services, a mobile RV tech who can fix all RVs, travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy holidays, and even those broke down food trucks that be downtown at all the events, and we can't get the french fries because the greaser's not working. Just call Blue Star RV Services. He's going to get you taken care of, all right, guys? All you got to do is pay a small service fee. They'll take care of the rest. Follow on Facebook. Call the number on the screen of Blue Star RV Services. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my boy Jeff Davis, the Texas car plug at University Mazda Kia. Hit up to get the best deal on a brand new or pre-owned vehicle. Listen, if your guy's credit looks like shit, if the credit is good, if you don't have no credit, right? He's gonna make sure you were rolling off the lot in something and grinning from ear to ear. He's gonna get you the best deal ever. Jeff Davis is absolutely the go at University Mazda Kia. Text him, call him, do whatever you got to do. Schedule an appointment, go see him, get your brand new vehicle. It's the holidays. It's giving Christmas present. All right. So Jeff Davis, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled for the grand opening of Luca's Pizzeria. Jesse and Tanya Sotomayor got something good brewing up in Belmead. I don't have too much information just yet. They just want me to tell you guys to keep a lookout. Knowing them, they're going to have some of the best pizza in town. I'm so excited. Luca's Pizzeria is on its way. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Truly appreciate it. All right, guys. So like I said, I've been super excited to have this next guest onto the show. The way that we met, I would say was it earlier this year or was it last year? I can't remember.
I think it was a little bit last year.
Was it a little bit last year? When
year.
I was doing that ghetto Uber.
Yep.
I couldn't fucking stand it. I could not fucking stand it. I haven't drove Uber in months, but that's how we met, because I was your Uber driver. I feel like I became a regular for a whole minute.
Well, definitely. Well, remember I told you I've seen some of your episodes
Yes,
out
you
before,
did.
and I
Yes,
was
you
like,
did.
wait, you do The Public Affair.
Yeah.
And I was so excited about it, and then we just kind of got to chatting.
We did, and I feel like it was such I always wanted to cover CBD and stuff like that, but there's other things that we're going to get into as well, because I learned a lot about you through social media, your life.
Yeah.
It's giving hot mess. And I'm going to tell you too, by the way, guys, welcome Tyler Hyde to The Public Affair. He's the general manager at CBD Plus USA, which was a sponsor of the podcast, and still a company that I support through and through. And of course, just a good friend of mine. A good friend of mine and a good friend of all of yours, because y'all used to be at the bar drunk all the time. He used to be your bartender. He's seen it. He's seen you guys leaving the bar, right, with the other person, correct?
Yeah, well.
And you have to keep your mouth shut. It's okay.
Yep. I'm not a kisser teller, so.
No, okay, good. That's okay. I will say, when I was picking you up in the Uber, Tyler, you look like you were going through it in life. Yeah. Now you look like you got your life together. Well, so I wish that I was your Uber driver when you're looking like this. I probably would have tried to. I only screwed one client. That was it. I only screwed one client, and I was like, I gotta stop this.
Look, I've always been told to be hit on by a gay man is the greatest compliment.
It is, and especially to be hit on by Andrew G from The Public Affair.
So look, I
it's
will
a commodity.
Any day of the week.
Yeah, you look. I would say you look great.
Thank you.
And no homo, but you look really good. I'm really happy to see that you're doing really well. That didn't go without any hardships, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But I just want to take the opportunity. It was always awkward driving Uber and Lyft. You know, I was doing it because we were raising money a lot for like the teams and stuff like that, and it was good, like make a little extra cash on the side.
Yeah.
But it was always the most awkward thing when people would get in the car and recognize me, because people think that I should be living like on the hills and what are you doing working? Like, bitch, the bills is due. What you talking about?
Yeah,
you know, what
cheap for nobody these days.
Yeah,
so.
no, for real. But it was always like an awkward thing. But no, so great knowing you. You know, I wanted to get into CBD because I'm not knowledgeable about CBD. And I don't think a lot of people are knowledgeable about CBD. I've never even smoked weed a day in my life, which I'm sure is a really annoying misconception that you have that people compare the two. Would you say?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there is a big difference between CBD by itself and THC.
Okay.
And of course, it gets confusing because there's Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10. There's so many different variants of it.
Right.
So I try to like dumb it down a little bit sometimes so everybody can understand it a little bit better.
Got you.
Being freaked out.
Now you brought me these gummies, and what do these do? Like,
so
are they going to help me sleep? I
no. So those
sleep.
Those will not be designed for sleep. So those are what we call full spectrum anytime gummies. Essentially, what those are made for, if you have like arthritis, chronic pain, aches and sores.
This is for my producer.
Yeah. So anything. So if you're having pain issues throughout the day, that's one of those that you can take at literally any given time of the day, and you'll still be able to function because it only has 2 milligrams of THC in it, so it's a very, very low dosage.
Okay, so it's just to help with pain.
Essentially, so it's going to be more for pain management that you can kind of function throughout the day and still be a normal human compared to taking some other stuff. That
I don't want to take anything that's going to make me listen. I'm all for marijuana use, and I've met functional potheads and I've met dysfunctional potheads. Yes. I've met people that they should be on the health book textbook cover, where it's like do not smoke weed and it should be their picture. Yeah. And then I've met some of my friends. I would say a lot of my friends, they smoke weed and they're like regular people. You know what I mean? But I always get scared that I'm going to be that person that's just like.
I definitely have some stuff that can do that for you.
Okay, no, I just need Tyler. I need to go to sleep. Yeah. I feel like I haven't slept in a year.
Well, that's when we transition to.
What are we doing here?
So these are called CBN gummies.
Okay.
So essentially what CBN is the active cannabinoid that's extracted from the cannabis plant.
Okay.
Strictly designed to put you to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah, so the sole purpose of that is to help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and get a more well-night's rested sleep.
Yeah.
So that is the sole purpose. Essentially, CBN is, when they put it into the edible form, it's aged cannabis. It's cannabis that's dried out, that hasn't been smoked in a while.
Yeah.
Some people will find, bud or whatever, and it's like, oh, it's all crusty and old. Well, no, save it. Yeah. It's still smokable. It just converted to CBN. So it helps you sleep. So they're like, oh, no wonder why I got so sleepy when I took it. Okay. So that's the sole purpose of that.
So I've been taking melatonin, but melatonin is just not doing it for me.
Well, melatonin is not essentially made to put you to sleep.
Okay, no, because I'd be asleep for 2 hours and I'm up all night.
Yeah, see? Yeah, so melatonin is not designed to actually put you to sleep. The thing with melatonin is it's supposed to help you stay asleep when you fall asleep. But generally, if you take too much of something, your body's obviously going to build a tolerance to it. Okay. So melatonin, you're going to get used to it. So that's why you're probably taking 3 or 4 and upping it up. So that's essentially what melatonin. And your body's supposed to naturally produce that.
Okay, I see. So I've never smoked weed a day in my life. Okay. I've never used CBD a day in my life. So if I take this tonight,
you're going to have the best night of sleep.
Are you sure? I need to be up by 5 a.m.
Then take half of it.
No, isn't that... No, okay, and you guys, please don't make fun of me because I really don't know. But, some people, they get baked.
Yep.
Right? And then, they can just pass out. I can't be baked is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what I mean?
Those are 100 milligrams. So that's one of the strongest dosage we have.
Are you sure? This says 1,000.
Well, that's 1,000.
10 gummies.
Yeah,
10 gummies is
100 milligram each. So it's 1,000. And that's a big thing that a lot of people see sometimes, too. Like, 1,000 milligrams.
They shouldn't have that live, loud, and in color. Yeah, right there in the front.
Exactly. That's just for the whole bottle. Not necessarily 1,000 milligrams per gummy. You're going to sleep till next week if that was the case.
Okay, got you.
So usually what I recommend with those, though, you cut them in half or cut them in 4s and kind of start. The only negative side effect to those is you're just going to be groggy in the morning. That would be the only downside if you take too much of those.
If you take too much. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try it like tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah,
right? Definitely. Well, no, because I think I have recording on Sunday. So I think I'm going to
wait till
I don't know when to take it.
Wait till you got nothing to do the next day and then you can try it out.
I got you. Listen, so what is the difference between CBD and then people that are just like that just smoke pot? Do you know what I mean?
Well, so like CBD by itself in an isolate form, that has no THC in it, which is no psychoactive sensation to it.
That doesn't make you high.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't particularly use that word sometimes.
Sure. School me because I don't know.
I want to sound professional.
Please do.
Yeah,
because the second half of the show is anything but professional. So go ahead.
We're in for a ride today. But no, CBD by itself, essentially, that has no THC in it when you get a pure CBD isolate.
Sure.
So there's no psychoactive or euphoric sensation. So
Okay.
I get a lot of people that like work out, or personal trainers, or people that go to the gym. It kind of helps with those aches and pains, that soreness. Kind of helps them relax a little bit. It also can be used for anxiety as well. So I've met people, which is kind of wild to me. They're like, oh, when I get drinking, I get real nervous, and then I take one of those. I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't drink. But but
is it not a good idea to mix?
I mean, you can, but generally alcohol, if it has THC, it's going to intensify that by like 100.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, so like it's going to be, you're going to be on like a fun ride, and then you're riding to the top as soon as you get some alcohol. Like, and the thing with edibles too is like there's no getting off. Once you start
right?
Yeah. Well, look, once you start that roller coaster ride, you're not getting off of it until the wave's over.
Okay. So first of all, before we continue, this is for Mike. Mike, I'm giving you these because these are for aches and pains. I don't have aches and pains, and the soreness that I have from the gym, I need that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those would work as well.
Okay.
But
no, I don't want to cure the soreness. I want it to be there because it motivates me to do better. And then this can probably be for me, so I can go to sleep.
Those are the sleeping ones. Yes.
All right. I don't want to be sliding in DMs now, Tyler.
I know. Well.
Okay. I don't want it to have an adverse effect on me, and I'm in DMs.
I can't tell you what not to do, but I'm just saying.
So there is essentially a difference than people who like your average weed smoker.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And CBD smoker.
Oh, of course.
Because the CBD is not like you're sitting there getting high past it.
Well,
what's that song? But and then I got high.
Oh yeah, because I got high.
Yep. It's not that. It's not that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I mean, it could be, but when you come, like I said, CBD by itself with no THC has that no psychoactive property. So that's for more pain management, a little bit of anxiety, stuff like that.
Okay,
so that's kind of what that bottles into.
What's the most annoying misconception that you have about CBD? Because some people have like a negative stereotype about it. You know what I mean? Especially like your average pot smoker. I don't know a better word, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm not judging. I promise I'm not. Do your thing. I've had people on this show high as a kite. Okay, this whole room I had to Febreze. They made me clean it. Okay, so
no, I think the biggest thing for me is like people come into the CBD store and like, oh, this is all that fake stuff. Like, this is fake.
They come in and do that?
Yeah, all the time. They're like, well, I can get the real stuff from my buddy down the road. And I'm like, well, then go call him because what we do is legit.
Why'd you even walk in here and say that?
And
like, didn't nobody ask you?
And then I guarantee you, though, every time they buy something from me, they come back.
They do come back.
Every time.
Okay.
Because what our main thing that we sell is our powerhouse is called THCA.
Oh.
So THCA is the predecessor to Delta 9. So Delta 9 is pure THC in itself. So you have Delta 8, Delta 9. Delta 8 is like the diet version. Delta 9 is the pure THC version.
Okay.
So what THCA is like, say if I had some THCA flower sitting right here.
Yeah.
By itself, no psychoactive property.
Okay.
Nothing to it. But the moment a source of heat or like a flame or something touches it, converts to pure THC. And so some people call it loophole marijuana, essentially, but it's actually grown the same.
Yeah.
So it's grown from the hemp plant, so it's all hemp deprived.
Sure,
so when you have hemp products, you can literally make anything out of it.
Okay.
So they stop the budding process a little bit earlier, so it's not as potent. So that way because what we do is federally legal, so we can't have more than 0.3% THCA per dry weight of whatever we're selling.
Okay, got you.
So it's just a milder form of what you can get at a dispensary.
Okay, got you. So I guess an annoying misconception would be like some people really comparing it to weed. Should people do so?
No, I mean you can.
Yeah.
THCA, you definitely. I think they need to understand that you can compare it because it's just as good. I like to tell people this is more for the everyday working class person. You can smoke it, enjoy it, and still function.
Sure.
Because it has lower levels of THC.
Okay.
Compared to if you go to a medical dispensary, you're going to be couch locked for the rest of the day and eating everything in the house.
Oh, yeah. See, we don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
Do you think I should do it and then do the podcast?
I mean, it would make for a fun episode.
Right? I was going to do it like while we did this, but I don't like, we got some shit to talk about second half of the show, and I don't want to like be like zoned out on you. You know what I'm talking about?
Fair enough. I mean,
acting like I don't care.
Trial and error,
Yeah.
Always start with less because if you take too much, you can never take less.
Oh, I see.
So always start with like a moderate dose and then kind of work your way up.
Who shouldn't use it though? Are there some people do you think? Because it's like I said the joke earlier about people who smoke weed, right?
Yeah.
There's some people who should be on the health textbook in high school, where it's like with that big red circle and the cross and say don't smoke weed. But do you think that the same could be said for the CBD use?
No, I mean definitely not, because it can be very beneficial, and the placebo effect is one big thing when it comes to cannabis because. Say you've never tried it before, right?
Right.
And so you come to me and you're like, hey, I really want to try some, but my friend told me this, and they had a terrible experience.
Oh, yeah.
So your mindset going into it, you're already scared.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So when you take it, it's going to affect you the same way because of the placebo effect. Essentially, when you take different cannabis products, your mindset going into it is essentially what's going to happen.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's like it's a real mental thing too, and people don't understand that.
And they don't understand that. I want to try this though. Can I please take this with me?
Of course.
Yeah, I promise. I just want. Oh, it's all my. Okay, I'm gonna have to share.
No,
this is
share it with everybody.
I feel like Mike's definitely taking this one home.
Yeah, of course.
But I feel you know what? I'll go to my best friend. I'll see if he's interested in stuff. Like, what is this one?
Okay,
do?
so
this one's called Shipwrecked.
So that is the powerhouse.
Okay, wait. This is the one.
That one you will probably sleep for 3 days if you.
Oh no! Yeah, I can't do that.
So that is a combination of delta 8, delta 9, THCP, and HHC. So all the strongest compounds of cannabis that we can put into one gummy, and they're 150 milligram gummies.
Oh my goodness!
So those are for the people that are like, oh, I take all this medical stuff and I have legal. All right, we'll try this.
Oh, okay.
And see what happens. But so that's like for the more fun, super experience.
This is the advanced one. I'm not on this level just yet.
It's definitely
But
advanced.
we got turned up right here.
Yeah, so those are 100 milligrams per gummy.
Okay.
It's 75 milligrams of Delta 8 and 25 of Delta 9.
Sure.
So it's a very good medium balance for people that are not super experienced, but still want that enjoyment of being able to relax and have that euphoric sensation. So they're still definitely on the fun side. So that's what those are probably one of my number one sellers.
When you say euphoric sensation, does that mean I'm going to slide in DMs when I take this one?
I mean,
is that what, because this one's putting me to sleep, and then this one's like basically. This one is when I don't have to do the show when I take off at the end of the year.
No, yeah, definitely not doing nothing after that. Yeah,
and I take this one, and I could just be at my house, and I better wake up 50 pounds lighter. All right.
Well, I can't promise you nothing.
Okay. And then this is the one that it sounds like I want to slide in DMs.
Well, and that's the thing too about cannabis. It's a natural aphrodisiac. So essentially, it helps boost those for like a lot of men that come in with ED, you know. And cannabis is actually a good way to help
erectile dysfunction. If y'all didn't catch that, okay, yes.
But essentially, it's really good for that in that cases too. Because
I don't have that problem.
Yeah,
I don't have that problem. We're good.
Thank you. I'm still young. So.
Okay, but then we got one more. I just want to recognize.
So this is a Delta 8. So I've talked about Delta 8, Delta 9. Right. So Delta 8 is the milder version of Delta 9. So think of Delta 9 as a Coke. Delta 8 to Diet Coke.
Yeah, we don't.
It's just more of a mild version. Those are 25 milligrams.
Okay.
A lot of my older clientele really like those because it helps them relax and then they just fall asleep.
Yeah, sure.
So it's a very good starting point for sure because it's not too overwhelming. It's not going to be too much. And like I said, the worst case with those, you're going to go to sleep.
Now, I see a bunch of gummies. But I don't see pens. Do they all have the same?
No, yes.
No, I mean, I don't need you because I don't.
Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, but do they all do pretty much the same thing, or is it just like more of a preference?
Not necessarily. So there's something called the bioavailability. So that determines how long it takes your body to process that.
Okay.
So when it comes to smoking pins, or like it's a pure concentrated form,
right,
it goes straight into your lungs and then into your bloodstream. So within 3 to 5 minutes, you're gonna feel it.
Oh, it's more like a quicker.
Yeah, it's like, just about instant.
Okay.
So if you take a strong grip of a pin, you're like, I don't feel nothing. Give it about 3-4 more minutes, and then you're gonna feel like you're floating on a cloud.
Oh wow. Yes. See, I can't be doing that though.
Yeah. So So the pins are more like instant. I want it now.
Sure.
I need to do it. And it typically doesn't last as long. It's a little more containable. As like I tell people with edibles, once you're on that roller coaster ride, you ain't getting off.
Okay,
yeah, you're stuck on it until the ride's over.
So what do you think? Oh no, well if I need something to go to sleep, I shouldn't smoke the pen.
I mean, it could help.
I feel like that's gay. Like I don't like because I feel like my room is gonna stink now. You know what I mean?
Well, most of those pins are designed too, though, to not have that much pungent smell.
That potent.
Yeah, so you're still gonna be
weed stinks, dude. Like
you think it's a skunk in the house.
Shout out to my old. I shouldn't give him a shout out because like I know a lot of y'all know him, but he was my downstairs neighbor for a long time, and I was like, you have to start smoking outside.
Yeah,
because I had a side piece over, and he's like, why does your house stink like that, and we're not smoking? I'm like, I don't know.
and that's part of the problem too. That's why the pins are good though, because they don't have that pungent smell to it. Now, if you're ripping it, then you're gonna obviously smell something. Sure. But it's one of those things like, hey, I can smoke it real quick in the house, blow a cloud, I'm fine.
Okay, I got you, Tyler. You know what? We jumped right into it, right? Like, of course. So for the first CBD time user, what do you recommend?
I would start with the CBD isolate. So that way we can start building your cannabinoids. So there's something in your body called the endocannabinoid system. Every human, animal, or anything that has a spinal cord in their body essentially has an endocannabinoid.
Yeah.
So what that is your body naturally produces cannabinoids in your body.
Okay.
So over time, think of it as like a wavelength system, right?
Yeah.
And so your body's sending out all these signals to like stress, anxiety, depression, aches and pains. Over time, your body can't keep up with it.
Okay.
So those receptors get depleted.
Yeah.
So that's why it's just humans, love cannabis so much. We were literally designed to have it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, some people
I've just
do.
never used it. I don't know. I'm a pussy. Like, I've never used it. Okay.
Well, we're going to find out soon if you
Yeah,
like
we will.
it.
Okay. We'll take a gummy right now.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well,
if I fall asleep during the show, it's good. It works.
we'll check back in with you on 20 minutes.
Yeah, when we take our break here in a second.
Yeah. But essentially, that's it's a wavelength system. So your body has all these signals out, and then cannabis is like a lock and key. So you have all these wavelengths.
Yeah.
The cannabinoids, when you smoke cannabis, helps lock those wavelengths in.
Oh.
So it helps bring your body back to a state of homeostasis.
Yeah.
So it balances your whole body out. So it's like that just euphoric sensation. And people are like, I'm floating. I'm like, well, you're not floating, but you probably feel like it.
Right.
Yeah, because your body's so balanced out. You've never felt this
Right.
level of enjoyment or happiness before.
But so do you think that this is too much for me? Like,
No,
since
not at
I've
all.
never, are you sure?
I would cut it, honestly, it's 100 milligrams, cut it
yes.
in fours. And then start with half.
Oh, yeah, because you, okay.
They're 100 milligrams, so think about it. That's the strong one.
That's real strong, yeah.
If you got
'Cause
nothing to do the day after, then send it.
No, bitch. I work a regular job and I got to do the show.
Just same. So, yeah.
We got to promote the episode.
Yeah, so cut it into fours.
Cut it in fours.
Yeah.
So
then,
this will last me essentially a long time.
and that's what I try to show people on that.
Yeah.
Because I have a 25 milligram, don't get me wrong, but you can cut that in half and it's nothing.
Yeah, sure.
You buy the little bit more expensive one, you're quadrupling your supply.
Okay. Oh, so here we go. Why don't we talk a little bit about the prices? How much does something like this is a 10 gummies? So you got 1,000 milligrams in this. This is going to put you to sleep. But you're recommending that we cut this in fours. So essentially, one gummy should last me almost all week, 4 days for the most part.
Essentially, yeah. If you cut it up every day for that.
So how much does something like this go
So
for?
the bigger dosages, I believe, start at $49.99.
So this is $49.99.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he came on the show, so this is mine.
Yeah. I brought gifts.
Because y'all know I'm not. Y'all know you don't get paid to do this, but okay. So $49.99.
Yes.
Okay, and then so for Mike, how much does Mike have to
So
give
that
for this?
small bag. So we actually sell a larger one.
Yeah.
So that's the 10. That's the 10 count.
Okay.
Those are $20.99, which is just a small one. If you're kind of anxious and worried about it, that's
Sure.
just 10 of them. But I also have another one that's a 30 pack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and those are $49.
Is that cheaper than buying weed from up the street? I don't know how much weed costs. Like I've never done that before.
I haven't been in that market in a long time.
No, you guys, can you put in the comments how much you buy weed for, please? Because I really don't know how much it costs.
Look, I
don't know how much it costs.
I got out of the game a long time ago.
Okay,
now
got you.
Now I do it on the legal side.
Did you used to smoke weed? And
Oh
now-
yes, religiously.
What? Okay, so you used to smoke weed, but now you do CBD.
Yes.
What do you prefer? Honestly, like
Actually, I prefer THCA and the stuff that I sell now. It's such more of a calm, manageable sensation.
Sure.
It's a lot cleaner.
yeah.
I know exactly where I'm getting it from. I have
Okay.
all the lab results, so I know it's legit compared to buying from Steve down the road.
Oh, who might have laced it?
Yeah, exactly. There's no telling what he
yes.
sprayed in it or where he got that from or how many hands that bud went through. So like,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. Like, it's just such a safer option to come see us.
I feel like such a prude. I've just never done it before. So
No, it's crazy. There's a lot of people that haven't either.
y'all just don't put it in the comments so you're not gonna joke, but DM me, please. You know we can keep it between us. I want to know how much you pay for your weed. That way we can compare and contrast. That's all I just want to know.
I would definitely, because you got to think you got to pay taxes and stuff too
Okay.
for what we do. So
Oh yeah.
so it's probably
I'm sure they don't have to pay taxes to Jimmy up the street.
definitely
yeah,
not.
They don't
you
have to
know,
do that.
unless they owe him from last week. Then.
Oh yeah. I see. I don't know. I've never.
That's a whole different topic we can get down.
Yeah,
one
we
day.
can talk about weed here in just a second. But you want to know what? I want to get more into, what can you leave us with about CBD, though? I mean, like, because, I just think a lot of people are so uneducated about it.
I think so too. I think the big thing is don't be scared to try something new. All right, it's a lot safer than what these pharmaceutical companies are giving you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you'll go to the doctor and you have these problems, and it's like, I'll prescribe you a pill for this, but hey, you're gonna have all these side effects. So here's a pill for that side effect.
Oh, okay.
But that's gonna have another side effect. So next
Right.
thing you know, you see your grandparents' people, they have these pill trays.
They got like pill. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
they're taking 20 to 30
50
pills a day.
pills, yeah.
When you can come to me and I got one gummy that you can take that will literally change your life.
Okay, got you.
It's just don't be scared to try it. Start off low and then just gradually work your way up. You know?
Sure,
You don't have
sure.
to jump in it and full send to 150 milligram. It's not going to be fun at all.
Got you, for sure, man.
Yeah, so start with something low and just kind of work your way into it. And don't be scared. I mean, just
yeah.
try it. You never
Just
know.
give it a shot. I'm gonna give the
Yeah.
gummy a shot. I'll let you guys
course.
know how it was. Okay,
Yeah.
it's my first time doing anything like that. I will cut it in fours. Like,
Yeah, don't take
I wanna,
the whole one.
I want to feel like a fucking like a mafia drug dealer. You know what I mean?
look, cut 'em
I want to
up.
be in my kitchen like this and shit. Like okay.
We're going to see you making TikToks. Too.
Yeah, Tell you, we jumped right into CBD. My bad, bro. But
you're good.
thank you for coming on to the podcast.
Yeah, no, cool. Thank you for having me,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for coming on. I feel like I skipped the whole segment. know, there's a lot to you that meets the eye. A lot of people know you that you were their bartender, this and that. You've been through some shit in your life, and I definitely want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know what, guys? We're gonna take a quick little break, real quick, and when we get back, we're gonna dive into Tyler's life just a little bit, see what's been going on with him in these last few months or so. He reached out to me and said, Andrew, I got to get some shit off my chest. I have a platform to do so. I think that his story is going to relate to a lot of people that are going through it right now. It's the holidays. A lot of people, depression seems to hit a lot of people these days. And, you know, maybe we can even talk about how CBD ties into making things all better, right? But you guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to have more of my very special guest, Tyler Hyde, here on The Public Affairs. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this exciting episode of The Public Affair. My very special guest, Mr. Tyler Hyde. Now, before we continue, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Bandas hauling service with Julian and Ana Banda. That's right. They rent dump trailers. You fill it up. They haul it away. They do junk removals. They do tree brush removals. They haul cars in and out of town. They also offer roll-off dumpster services as well for those big giant get-togethers. So I'm so tired of you guys leaving the beer bottles on the floor, the water bottles, the plates. Call them and get a dumpster. If your car breaks down, call them and they will go ahead and tow you. All right? They're the best. Keep their number in your phone. They're 100% reliable. Julian and Ana Banda, thank you guys so much for being longtime sponsors of The Public Affair. Of course, the Chefito's Kitchen with Al Gutierrez and Adriana Gutierrez, serving the best in Latin cuisine, including arroz con gandules, Cuban sandwiches, plátano maduros, and mucho más. It's a bunch of food that I actually grew up on as a Puerto Rican guy, and I absolutely love that they're at Union Grove doing their thing. Make sure you guys go check them out for their daily lunch specials. You can order on DoorDash, Grubhub, and more. To Chefito's Kitchen, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Oh, and of course, you hit them up also for catering as well, because they'll cater and they'll come to you, and they're really good. And of course, to Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez. They offer team, small group, and individual skills training. They also have some of the best childcare services in Central Texas to keep your kids active and social. You guys, Soko Soccer Academy is definitely the go. They also offer occasional open play, so make sure you guys follow their social media at Soko Soccer Academy. And of course, The Public Affair is a very proud sponsor of the Soko Soccer teams, all of them. My bro, Coach Mauro Maldonado, is doing the damn thing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And of course, to Coach Megan and Coach Jeff, you guys, all the coaches, all the kids, you guys are superb. You guys are fantastic. And I'm so proud of you guys. And I'm always going to be in y'all's corner to Soko Soccer Academy. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair and all your support for the show. All right, guys, we're right back with my very special guest, Mr. Tyler. Thank you again so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. No, yeah, you want to know what? We talked earlier on the show about when we met, and you know, we had the minor brief conversations in Uber, you know what I mean, dropping you off at the house or whatever.
Yeah,
and you know, I wasn't trying to sleep with you at the time because you know you had the long hair. You had the long hair, and you know, I was following you on social media, and your life seemed to just have. I don't want to judge, and so please share what you want. But I'm really happy that you reached out to me to talk about some of those things because you seem to have really gone through a lot. I remember waking up one morning and you posted this screenshot of somebody dumping you after like a week. That would have never happened with me. That's why I told you guys, you gotta try dudes. That's why, that would have never happened with me. I would have cooked for you. But, you know, I kind of, that was a joke. But I kind of saw you going through almost like a mental health breakdown.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk to us a little bit about what was going on, bro?
I mean,
this is your friend talking.
Yeah. It was just one of those things. Anybody who knows me, I'm a lover boy.
Okay.
Like, I truly do. I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe love wins in the end every time.
Sure.
I don't care how many times I've been done wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm still going to love you. Now, I do have a bad habit of falling in love a little too quick.
Okay.
But there's this part of me, too, that wants to be loved so badly that the moment I feel someone kind of give that to me, I latch on.
Where do you think that source is from?
You know, and I don't want to talk bad about my childhood because I have great parents.
Sure.
It was rough, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Like, we had our ups and downs, and the older I get, I understand, like, man, I kind of get it now, you know? Like, I understand what my dad was going through.
Right.
You know, my mom and dad have never seen them together, ever. And they've been split since before I was born.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so I've never seen my dad, I don't think I've ever seen my mom and dad in the same room.
Oh, is that
together.
right? Okay.
Yeah, so...
Do they just not have, like, a good relationship?
Well, my mom tends to hold grudges sometimes.
Sure.
And, you know, and she's an incredible woman. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, listen, no shade on nobody.
Yeah, you know, I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody.
No,
like,
we're good.
But my mom is such an incredible human being, and
Yeah.
she's been through a lot. And she definitely wears her emotions on her sleeve sometimes.
Gotcha.
And that's kind of where I get that from.
Okay.
It's like, if I'm feeling a certain way, you need to know it, and you need to know how I'm feeling.
Okay.
Whether you want to hear it or not,
Yeah,
that's just kind of what I do. And with that situation, man, I've been single for a while. The last relationship I went through was terrible. I mean, it ended literally this girl went around and making up lies about me, telling people that I beat her, and
Oh, wow.
I was breaking into the house that I was paying for.
Oh my God.
You know, and it was terrible.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
so like I was scared to show my face in public a lot because I'm like, well, people who know me know I'm not that way, but there's also a lot of stories about me.
Sure.
Because I do have the tendency, or used to have the tendency, of getting drunk, and if you're in my way, I'm going to try to fight you.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like and it was never nothing personal. I had all this pent up anger that like I need it out. I need
Right.
you to know. I need you to feel what I'm going through. And the big problem with that too is I would wake up the next day and not remember any of it.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then I would totally, and I kept hearing stories like, hey, you did this, bro. You did this. You did that. You said this.
And you just have no recollection
Whatsoever. I would be like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Or like I would go out in public and be like, hey, man, I met you the other night. You were so great. And I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Oh wow.
Like it was, when I used to drink, or the way that I drank, I didn't drink just to like have fun.
Right.
Like, I want to erase myself. I want to escape from everything that I'm feeling. I want to get away from it all.
Were you essentially an alcoholic?
I was what you would call a binge drinker.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't drink every day, but when I did drink, it's
it
0
wasn't
to
just
100.
like 1 or 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Like when that first shot of liquor touches my lips, it's game over. Like
Wow.
and the problem is I didn't know how to stop.
Okay.
Like I would go until I black out,
Right,
essentially. And you know, I've been to jail quite a few times for it. I'm, you know, not proud of it, but
Sure.
at the same time, I learned a lot of valuable lessons in that time.
Right.
And unfortunately, I was younger. So like the first time I went to jail was like 11, 12 years ago.
Right.
So I woke up in jail, had no idea how I got there, and then woke up out of jail. So I didn't fully remember it,
Yeah.
which was a wild experience for me. So I just went back to being Tyler.
Can I backpedal
Yeah,
a little
go
bit? You know, you mentioned earlier, you know, you were dating somebody and they're making up all these lies about you, and
Yeah.
that you beat her and this and that or whatever, and that can really defame your character. Do you
Really
know what
bad.
I mean? And so how do you get out of that? I mean, obviously, it's not true. Or is it not true?
No,
or-
it's not. Definitely
it's not true. Okay.
I don't. And like anybody who knows me knows, yes, I have a tendency. I can be violent,
Okay.
but never towards women. And because of the way I looked and how I carry myself, sometimes it's easier just like, hey,
Do people believe it?
yeah, they're blaming on me.
We're gonna announce that episode. And she's probably gonna put that. Oh my God, he had a woman beater on the show. I'm like, bitch,
No, definitely not. Like I've never.
get out of my inbox, please.
I've never beat a woman.
No, sure.
Because I know what I'm capable of and what I can do. I would be in prison if I ever did
But
that.
did you ever have a conversation and be like, why would you do something like that? Like,
And-
it could affect your job. It could affect your livelihood.
And it did a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing with this girl, she had an alcohol problem herself.
Oh, I
like
see.
really, really bad.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I have pictures and videos of just how bad it was to try to cover my own ass.
Well, yeah. In case it gets to that.
yeah. And
yeah.
then and of course she was this little preppy Baylor girl. So it was, who are they going to believe? The Baylor girl in a sorority or the guy with the tattoos?
The guy with the tattoos. Yeah.
So, and it always kind of fell on that. And I'm not the type of guy either, though. Like, if I own anything and everything that I do, if
Right.
I've messed up or made a mistake, I'm going to tell you. I'll be the first to tell
You're an
you.
accountable person.
Yes, every time. Now, I will say, though, contrary to that, I did spend a lot of my life blaming everybody else.
Okay.
You know? So
Yeah,
I was
man.
like, I blame. Well, if you wouldn't have said this or done that, then I wouldn't have acted this
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
I wouldn't have reacted. Well, what did you do to make me react that way?
You know who does that? Alcoholics.
Exactly.
I know from
And
experience.
No.
Yeah.
And I've learned
Yeah.
that. I've learned that a
That's what
lot.
they
You
do.
know, it's
So can we go back? Were you an alcoholic?
yes, no.
Okay,
I would
there you
never.
go.
I still am an alcoholic. It's
Yeah.
something.
Oh, really?
Well, you never
Okay.
get out of it. You never truly get away from it.
Oh,
You're
wow,
always going
okay.
to be one.
Yeah,
So
man.
you just have to learn how to cope and deal with it on different
Really?
aspects.
Okay.
Yeah. And it never gets easier. It's only going to get harder and worse. So like, there's no easy way out of
Yeah,
it.
because you wouldn't even let me bring drinks to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of glad I don't need you whooping my ass either. You know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
no, no. I'm not a violent person.
No, I know.
Anymore, I
We had to
promise.
throw some humor in there. No, but you know, okay, so all these things are happening in your life, and you know, you mentioned that you drank a lot to mask a lot of what happened and everything like that. You know, there was even talks of like being suicidal. Like I'm not gonna lie, like we had been chatting for a while.
Yeah.
You know, just like as friends, and you know, there were some of those messages kind of like alarmed me, where I feel like somebody needed to be watching you. And so, you know, there was time. I wish I would have screenshotted the message. I hope you don't mind if I put this out there.
Go ahead.
But you know, there was something alluding to. There's times I've wanted to off myself, but something keeps stopping me. And it sounded like you're still going through that now, Tyler.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
It's a battle every day of my life.
But what contributes to want you to like end it all?
I wake up every day. I'm not sure what my purpose is. Like, why am I here? You know, like, what am I doing? I work these different jobs. I don't have a car. I don't have a house. I don't have all this stuff guys my age are supposed to. So I just kind of always feel like I'm inadequate, you know? And it's like, what are you doing here, bro? Then, like, what's your purpose? And so I question that every day. Like, every day when I wake up and roll out of bed to go to work, I'm like, why? What are you doing this for, Tyler? Like, there's legitimately there's no reason or purpose for you to do this. Everybody's already got their mind made up of you, unless you're like super close to me and like know me.
Sure.
Then they know, like, hey, Tyler, we know you're better than that. But there's still that something in me every day that's like.
Was there people that you were surrounding yourself with that were maybe contributing to those feelings, maybe telling you that you're not shit, that you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, there's been a few people in my life, and I'm not going to call anybody out about it, but they won't ever accept me for who I am. I'm not this blue collar dude that has the big truck, and I've never been a materialistic guy ever. Yeah. I don't care about that.
Right.
I ultimately just want to be seen.
Okay.
So, like, when I walk into a room, I want people to be like, hey, that's Tyler Hyde. Like, that's... And sometimes it's usually for the wrong reason as a big part of it. So
there's a misconception about you.
There really is. Because a lot of people know me or know of me, but they don't truly know me. Okay. You know? So they've only seen the negative side of it. They haven't actually been through who I am as a person.
So who are you?
Probably the sweetest human being you ever met.
I was
going to
say, because all the times that we met, like, I mean, granted, it was Uber, right? But, you know, like, all the times that we talked, and you know, you were always really nice, you know what I mean? You even on social media, there were things that, you know, you didn't strike me as the type that was suicidal, but that's the bitch about that, right? Yeah. That it's always the people that you least expect, correct? That they smile for the social media and everything like that, you know? Is this something you're still going through?
Yeah, I mean, it's every day. There's not... I mean, the hardest part, and I don't think some people understand this about men's mental health, period, which is the big thing I wanted to, like, talk about
please.
Is because, like, a lot of us, and I can't speak for a lot of men, but, like, I don't want to die.
Right.
I know a lot of us don't want to, but there's something in our head that's like, bro, just do it. You don't have to worry about nothing. No more problems. Your issues are gone. You don't have to continue to wake up and feel this way. I used to tell people all the time that people are like, oh, suicide's selfish. I'm like, no, you know what's selfish? Is making that person feel like they have to be here. When, granted, that's probably not the right route to go, but that's just kind of where my brain was at those times. And I battle with it a lot. You know, I've attempted at least 3 times.
Wow.
First one, I woke up in a hospital.
Oh, my God.
Didn't know where I was.
Yeah.
Took a bunch of pills. Second time was probably 7-8 years later. I tried to hang myself in the closet with an extension cord, which is even more messed up about that situation because people don't believe me. And I've been told my whole life that my mental illness is made up. It's just in my head. This is not something real.
Right.
So I wrote a touchy suicide note and I recorded it.
Oh, my God.
And I know I wrecked a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
And I regret it every day. But I just want so desperately to be loved and heard sometimes that I'm not gonna lie, I do some of that stuff for attention. It's like I just want somebody to notice me, you know?
Okay.
Then it's like I've tried everything else. I've tried to be successful. I've made a lot of money. I've had the house. I've had the cars. Like, I've done what everybody told me that would make me a man do it, and I still got treated the same way.
Do you think your childhood contributes? I mean, you talk about lacking love. You talk about, you know, wanting to be seen, even as far as to admit that some of those actions were just for attention, I think, essentially.
Well, I'm not saying my childhood was terrible because I have 3 sisters and an older brother.
There's something rooted in you that is contributing to this.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely agree. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus.
No, we're not. We're talking, bro.
Well, I know, but like I know my parents and stuff had a lot going on.
Sure.
And I wasn't an easy child to deal with.
Okay.
Like I was bad in school. I'm the type of person, though, I'm always going to stand up for myself. And a lot of people don't like that. Like, a lot of people, you can talk all this shit to them.
Yeah, please, welcome to my business.
Yeah. I'm not
welcome to my business.
I'm not that guy.
They can't stand in the paint.
Yeah, no, I'm
Miss
not
Piggy and Gonzo, what's up? Anyway, let me not.
No, you're good. I love a little bit of enjoyment into it. So I'm not that guy. Like,
Sure.
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah,
like,
no, for sure.
I've been told walk away, but I'm like, why? If I let them get away with it once, they're gonna do it again.
Yeah, man.
So I have to stop that in its tracks now.
Okay.
So that's kind of like, childhood was great. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I think
Right.
probably I made it worse than what it should have been.
Okay, got you.
In my own head, because I didn't get that love when I went home. I didn't get that compassion because I had sisters and a brother. And they were all doing so much better. And then you have this troubled kid that was wearing the big Jinko baggy jeans and Slipknot shirt. So
you know, though, Tyler, I guess for me, I'm just trying to like be stoic for you, right? Because it's always hard to talk about things like that. And thank you for being so vulnerable with us. Truly, I appreciate it. But you know, when you mentioned that you tried committing suicide more than once, you're a father, and there are people. Listen, I go through some of what you're going through too. I don't ever think that I've never attempted suicide, but you know, there's been times where I feel unwanted as well. And then, you know, my friends got to uppercut me and whatever, you know what I mean? But, you know, you, I feel like actually have something to live for. You have lives to live for, you know, as a dad and stuff. Did none of that ever run through your mind when you were attempting these things?
Those were before my daughter was born.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So when we kind of lead into that, I tell people every day, she's the only reason why I'm still here.
Really?
If it wasn't for my,
No.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like, I don't see her as much as I'd like to.
Sure.
But, sorry. She's my why, you know?
Yeah.
And I know that now. So, it's still a battle every day. Mm-hmm. But, sorry.
No. It's okay. Do you need a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You mentioned not being. Can I talk about your daughter for a second?
Yeah, please.
You mentioned that you don't get to see her often. Why?
Because past decisions in my life.
Sure.
Like, I pay child support.
Okay.
Like, her mother's incredible.
Shout out to mom.
Yeah,
shout out to mom.
She doesn't keep her from me by any means. I work 7 days a week. I have 3 jobs.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So like it's like, hey, pay child support and not see her, or not have money and see her. So I'm like,
okay.
I'm in that.
So you're still supporting her.
Yeah. I
She's
mean,
around,
I pay child support every month.
Good
like,
for you.
I do what I can. I would love to see her more. I truly would. Like, I love that little girl, but I just, from what I've been through, I don't have these big jobs knocking at my door. You know, so
you know what, Tyler? Honestly, man, like, and I'll give you an example here in a second, but I think that this is just my perception of it. You know, we're relatively the same age. You know what I mean? Like, even.
I'll be 32 in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Happy birthday. I'll be 34 next year. But you know, I think social media plays such a big part in. There's people our age who are living in these beautiful houses, have established careers. You know what I mean? There's like people think I have the public affair. Oh, Andrew's rich, this and that. But wasn't I driving you an Uber? You know what I mean? There's things like that.
Yeah.
And so we tend to beat ourselves up. The thing is, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now. You're working 3 jobs. You're paying child support. You're supporting your kid. You know what I mean? You're doing what some of these men out here are not doing. And they don't have a care in the world. And y'all can be offended by that all you want, but it's the damn truth. Yeah. Some of these dudes out here are not seeing their kids, not supporting their kids, no nothing, and they go out every weekend, they act like they don't got a care in the fucking world. Do you know what I mean?
And I think that happens.
And here you are beating yourself up. At least you're working 3 jobs. Some of these dudes out here ain't working shit, man.
And
you know?
And that's a big thing that happens too, because like,
and girls too.
When I try to see my daughter, it's like, I want to get off work till 8.
Right.
Well, you went out and partied. Well, it's 8 o'clock at night. Like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'll come stay the night there if y'all let me. I try, but like, and then people get mad at me because like, oh, well, you're out living your life, and I'm like, well, I paid $7,200, $7,200 in child support this year alone already. It's like, I'm doing my part. It's not that I don't love my child.
Do you think you're in a position to be around your child right now?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That little girl's my best fucking friend.
Really?
Like, oh, dude, when me and her are together, there's like, she runs up to me, she's like, Daddy, and then she walks around and tell everybody that already knows me, hey, this is my dad.
Yeah.
Like,
So she's proud of you.
Oh, yes.
She loves her dad. You know, can I just tell you a funny story? Because I see that you're emotional, and thank you for breaking down with us.
I told you it's going to be a little...
It's raw, I know, yeah, and I'm
never been emotional
not to cry either.
No, I've never been emotional like this, so I appreciate it.
No, of course, thank you so much.
I feel like people who know me need to see this side of me.
Absolutely, I agree.
They have a lot of misconceptions about me, which is, yes, I agree.
But people be so quick to judge. People be so,
you know,
shut up.
I don't blame people, because I've made a fool of myself a lot of times. But, like, deep down, if you know me, like, I'm a good fucking dude. Yeah, like, man. I truly am. I keep a lot of shit bottled up, so when alcohol gets involved, it just floods.
Right.
You know, and then the next day, I don't remember it. I'm like, well, no, I'm this big, bad, tough guy, you know? So, like, it's just part of who I am, you know? Like...
Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I can recall, and this is just kind of like what my rant earlier, it ties into it. I can recall having so much anxiety that I wanted to get on pills. And listen, antidepressants, if you take them, I'm for it. You know what I mean?
Take them the right way, though. Don't abuse it.
No, there's some people that have to take them, and I've educated myself on it, because back in the day, I used to be like, oh, what's that for? But now I see people like, they need it. You know what I mean? So I'm for it. But this is just my personal experience. I remember, like, telling my dad. Yeah, I've been open on the show that I have a brother that's in jail. Yeah. He's been in jail for a long time, and he didn't have his life together. And I remember telling my dad, I'm about to take antidepressants. I'm so stressed. He's like, Andrew, what are you stressed out about? You have a job, you eat, you have a brand new car, you have this and that. You work for everything you have, not like your fucking brother who comes to my house and raids my fridge all the time. He doesn't have a care in the world. He doesn't work and do shit. He has 2 kids. Fair enough. You know what I mean? No, it's true. And so, I know it's hard for some people to put things in perspective like that. And maybe even for you going through the mental things that you were going through, because mental health is a bitch and it's a real life thing. That us as men don't talk about. I don't think that when you're in the paint, you put those things in perspective, because your mind is so clouded and just all this negativity. You know what I mean?
Well, I think a lot of men too are like scared to be judged. They don't want to be called weak. Right. They don't want to be called a sad, or excuse my language, but a bitch. Yeah. Like a lot of dudes don't want to do that, because they're these blue collar jobs. Right. They work so hard. They're providing for the family. But like, bro, I don't know who's listening, but I'm telling you, it's okay. Like, it is okay to feel the way that you do.
But you have to have the right people around you too, though.
And that's a big thing too, man. If people are telling you that what you're going through is made up and it's not real, they're not with you. Right. Like, just because we're men doesn't mean we're not allowed to be sad. And like, well, you're not allowed to show it. Well, any of my people know I'm gonna show it. Yeah. Like I feel like more people need to understand, like, just because you're a man doesn't mean you're indestructible, because we're not.
How much accountability do you take for, you mentioned that you had a lot of people that have a misconception about you, and, some will argue that, oh, well, you're the common denominator, right? Do you take any accountability for some people being cautious of being
100%. Yeah. The biggest problem that I have, too, and I've realized in my day, is I will completely fuck up. Mm-hmm. The next day, I will apologize and beg for your forgiveness, because I know I messed up. But it's too late. Yeah. You already did what you did. You said what you said. And I try to explain to them, like, but that's not me. That was not, me, who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. This alcohol demon took me over, and I'm sorry. Like that. And I spent so much of my life begging for forgiveness. Right. And I don't blame a lot of my family the way that they feel. Right. Like, I wanted to be so mad at them, but I'm like, dude, I get it. I did this to make you feel that way. So I can't blame you anymore.
So what do you do now to fix it? Are you trying, or is it just too much for you, though?
No, I mean, some days are worse than others. Yeah, anybody who knows me, I'm a nerd. I play a lot of video games. Yeah, so that's kind of my escape from reality these days. Okay. So I work 11, 12 hours a day. Mm-hmm. I go home and I just...
You just want to play your games.
I play video games. Yeah. Like, that is my escape to a different universe.
And it's a healthy habit, too. There was a taboo about it growing up. You know what I mean? But
it's an expensive habit, too.
Yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, like, it ain't cheap to be a nerd.
No, it's not.
But no, like...
Them subscriptions.
Exactly.
Nintendo pulled that $50 out of my car.
Telling me, I'm an Xbox kid, so I know. Okay, But no, that's my big escape. And, like, I try to hang out with friends when I can, but, like, a lot of my buddies have family, they have kids.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So I get it. But I'm also, like, super close with some of those. Shout out to my boy Maverick, Rooftop Innovations.
Yes. Shout out to your friend he was supposed to come make an appearance. Yeah. First of all, can I ask a question? Because this has a lot to do with suicide, mental health. Did somebody drop that, or is that how it's supposed to look?
No. So Colton Anderson.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy named Dustin Anderson.
Oh, okay, yes.
So
Dustin was supposed to
So
come.
Colton makes rad ring silver. He makes custom jewelry.
Oh,
like you
okay.
see in my neck.
I like
I have
that.
a bracelet.
Yes.
Dustin made this piece personally.
Oh, I see.
So last weekend they did something called the Alone Effect. It's,
Okay.
To reach out and talk about suicide awareness,
Sure.
essentially. So we're trying to make it more known, like, hey, whether male or female, suicide is not talked about enough.
No, yeah, for
You
sure.
know? So he made this piece, and essentially, as you can see, the glass is broken. Even though we're broken on the inside,
Yeah.
there's still emotion on the outside.
Oh,
We're
I
still
see.
humans.
Okay, yeah. Because
So-
I was like, God, I hope we didn't drop that and have to pay for
No,
it.
no, definitely not.
Yeah,
This is
no.
something Dustin made, and it's beautiful. It kind of speaks
Yeah.
to the broken and damaged, but let you know you're still beautiful on the
For
inside.
sure, for sure.
Like, you can still be cracked and broken, but you can still be beautiful like a piece of
Yeah.
art.
I love it too. That is a great image right
And
there.
I'm honored. Thank you, Dustin, by the way.
Yes,
for
Dustin,
letting
thank you.
me-
And we're sorry that you couldn't make it today,
Yeah,
but shout
no,
out to Dustin.
I understand you got life, but thank
Yes.
you for letting me showcase this.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Do you think, Tyler, that you are equipped or have the tools and or resources to advocate or help somebody go through overcoming suicidal thoughts, mental health?
Definitely.
Okay.
Like, I know I've said it before.
Even going through what you're going through today.
Yeah, no, I don't want to die. I've said it several times.
Yes, yes.
But my brain sometimes tells me, like, hey, dude, just clock out. It's easier. But I know for a fact that I have a daughter. I do have some close people. Shout out to my best friend, Maverick Webb, which
Yeah.
is incredible.
Shout out to Maverick.
Shout out to Dustin, too, because, like, he gave me the motivation, too. If it wasn't for the Alone Effect that I went to Saturday, I probably never would have reached out and felt like I needed to tell my story.
Good deal, dude.
So,
Did you stop bartending because of that?
yeah, that was the big thing.
You had access to alcohol all the time. Shout out to Nick, too. Nick was on the show.
Nick is incredible.
Yeah,
Thank you,
love
Nick.
Nick.
Like, my boy Nick, he taught me everything I know.
Yeah.
And bartending's great. And I felt like I was medicating people, but for the wrong way. Like, I'm feeding you alcohol. I'm giving you a temporary fix for an everlasting problem.
Yeah, yeah. As
And-
cliche as it sounds, but it's the damn truth.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm poisoning you.
Yeah.
You know, so when I saw the opportunity to get in cannabis, I'm like, dude, I can really help people.
Okay, got you.
You know, so like that's a big reason why I took away from being bartending.
Yeah.
And no shame on any bartenders
No, yeah.
at all. Like I respect and love all y'all because I've been there long enough. But I just, as me as a human, I can't keep poisoning people. I can't. I would rather give you medicine to help you. And a lot of my patients people that come to see me are older.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm helping them enjoy the last moments of their
Sure.
life.
Would you say you're your own worst enemy?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You can't say anything to me that I haven't said to myself.
Jeez.
Like every day, I wake up in the mirror and look at it. I have a cross on my face because I battle with religion.
You do. Okay.
And it's a constant battle. But why do you have a cross on your face? I used to get drunk and lie like I killed people. I didn't.
No. Okay. Yeah. Please.
Yeah, no,
I
never
don't
done
need the
that.
feds on my door. Okay.
Yeah,
please.
no.
Okay. When did you have Tyler Hyde on the
and
podcast?
honestly, that kind of goes a lot deeper if you want to go to that. I was bullied and picked on a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
So I made sure when I turned 18 and got older that I'm going to be the toughest looking dude in the room. Like, you are not going to bully me
Yeah.
ever again.
Yeah. So you want to look intimidating.
Yeah, so that, you know, my tattoos are fun. Like,
And they're really cute, by the way. They
yeah,
look
I mean,
good.
I got Star Wars tattoos.
No, you have
like,
really. Some people don't like
This is
these.
Serenity Prayer. Like, it's nothing. It's nothing offensive. It's
For
just
sure.
stuff I liked. But I got bullied a lot too as
Yeah.
a kid. So when I grew up and I was like, I can get tattoos. Like, I'm gonna make sure like nobody ever bullies me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. And then the face tattoo was just. I'd got my heart broken, so it was one of those things like, oh, I'm gonna be tough, and I also battle with religion every day because
Right.
my best friend Maverick, I love that kid. He teaches me every day to believe. I'm not trying to preach to anybody,
No.
but like the good Lord's there. He's there. Don't let anybody tell you what you should or shouldn't do. That's your own path.
Right.
Like your path is different than mine. His path is different. So it's your own journey to find the Lord on the way. So
Gotcha.
you just can't be, what's the word I'm looking for?
beats me.
Yeah, I can't either.
I'm sorry.
You can't be influenced by other people.
Hello.
Influence.
Okay.
Sorry, I was like, I had a brain fart.
It's okay.
Yeah, but you can't be influenced by everybody else. Like, you got to feel your own feelings. You got to do your own emotions. Like, just be you. And that's one thing about me too. A lot of people know I'm unapologetically going to be me.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I may apologize later, but you know.
You know, Tyler, God, and thank you for sharing what you shared with us. And, you know, I do think that suicide prevention, mental health awareness, we're going to have to put the suicide prevention hotline in the comments.
Well, look, I don't know. I've called that line a few times. Look, call someone close to you first.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Call your brother, call your mom. I don't care if they want to hear it, blow them up.
Right.
Because that line's not the way to go.
Okay.
Call somebody that knows you and blow them up. I don't care. Blow them up.
Right.
Call me. Call Andrew. Call somebody because, like, it's not the way out. It's not. And that, no offense to the suicide prevention.
No, sure.
I've tried it several times.
It just wasn't for you.
It's not the route to go. You need to call somebody that knows you and understands you and that truly loves you.
Right.
Go that route. Don't do it.
Well, Tyler, I hate that we're running out of time.
No, it's all good.
No, but you know what you shared with us. I really hope that anybody watching this knows that suicide is not the way out. Do we have any upcoming events or anything going on?
As far as I know December 19th. So with Colton Anderson and Dustin, they're doing another private ride rank session show.
Okay.
They're working on another Alone Effect, but it may be in Dallas.
Sure.
So I'm not fully sure about that. But other than that, I mean, there's not really a whole lot that I personally know about.
Either way, follow Tyler Hyde on social media. He'll share all the things. Make sure you guys go see him at CBD Plus USA, right? Yes. Not only for your CBD, but, you know, if they just want to chat.
Yeah. Anything.
You're the GM, so hello. You can take off if you want to.
Call me, message me, let me know. I promise you I'm a good listener.
Tyler... Thank you for sharing your story with us. First of all, you know, I feel like we just had two different extremes. Right?
Yeah,
we
went from one side to the other.
I had to get that out too.
No,
it's cool, and I love that you shared that with us. What can you leave us with, though?
You know, in the end, everything is going to be okay. If it's not the end, that's not okay.
That's it. You have love in your life now.
Yes, I am talking to someone, seeing someone. She's incredible.
Guys, I don't want you guys sliding in his DMs.
Yeah, no.
I announce you guys, and then the gays, they have no chill.
No. I'm not gonna throw her out there yet because we're not to that stage.
Okay,
but
right.
Yes,
but you are talking to somebody.
Yes, there's someone in my life who's extremely special. We have a long past together, and now we're kind of just being slow.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she's incredible.
Yes.
So we'll kind of see where that goes.
Tyler, thank you so much for coming on and being
you.
so vulnerable with us. I hope that this was what you wanted it to be.
I was incredible. I was terrified at first.
Were you? I'm so sweet.
I was so scared, but I just hope at least one person can hear this and be like, dude,
that's the goal.
If Tyler Hyde can make it, y'all can make it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give up.
To you all, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. To Tyler, thank you again for coming on to this episode. Make sure you guys go check him out at CBD Plus USA. I'm at the Central Texas Marketplace. And if you guys ever need somebody to talk to, just head to my boy Tyler. He's been through it. He can get you out of it. He's here on The Public Affair. And thank God that you're here on The Public Affair. Truly, thank you so much.
Yes,
and you know, I want you to know from, you know, as your friend from one person to another, if you feel like you're alone in this world, you got me. I'm in your corner.
I appreciate
that.
Truly,
okay? So don't ever feel like you're alone in this world because I got you. All right?
I truly appreciate
Thank you for coming onto the show. And you can just watch the podcast best, dude.
Like
this episode, and then
I'm going to watch all.
You can see that I said that. Okay. So all of you guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Before we go, I'm going to use this opportunity to just give a shout out to just a few more of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to us by Pollo Box and Audio. My boy Jeffrey Monreal, who's a friend of ours.
Jeff.
He is a friend of ours. Boy. We love Jeffrey Monreal. Home for all your LED needs and audio accessories, installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems. He also specializes in building custom subwoofer enclosures. So much more. You see my tin. Yep. You see my starlights.
Well, you know, Jeff taught me how to tint windows.
Oh, you see that?
I used to work with him at ProFit.
Oh, hello. Yeah. I don't know if he wanted to say. Yeah. But shout out my boy Jeff. He's your one-stop shop to get everything done in one roof. Make sure you guys hit up my boy Jeffrey Monreal with Pollo Box and Audio. He is the best at all card mods. Thank you so much.
Incredible.
Of course, my boy Sid Rodriguez at Elite Barbershop on Hewitt Drive. You can call the number on the screen to book or download the Squire app. Walk-ins are welcome as well. Here's Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, David Rodriguez, Isaac Chavez, Clint Fletcher, Isai Reyes, Sam Savias, and Kayla Chapa. Over there because of the snacks I have for more than 222 episodes of The Public Affair 21. I can't remember. I lost count.
Write it down.
I lost count at 50. To Elite Barbershop, my longest running sponsor, Sid, bro, thank you so much for all your support of The Public Affair. Of course, the Ana Limones, with Hummingbird Party Backdrops and decor. Call for all party decor, including beautiful balloon props, giving an extra flair to your party or event with a number of wooden backdrops, and so much more. She is the GOAT at decorating parties. She is the best. Make sure you guys hit her up, and she gives her all. And and truly puts her blood, sweat, and tears into all her projects. The How Many Party Backdrops and Decor booking information is on the screen. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to Jorge Arriaga with JC Painting and Drywall LLC. Call for all drywall and beautiful new paint for your property, both commercial and residential. His work is honest, is true, and can guarantee 100% satisfaction. If you guys need renovations, if you guys need any of that stuff, my boy JC Painting and Drywall LLC is the way to go. He truly lives by his slogan, just imagine we can make it happen. Call today with the number on the schedule, with the number on the screen, and get scheduled. So habla español también. Julio, muchas gracias por todo. And to Tyler, thank you again so much for coming on. You guys have got more of The Public Affair on the way, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Woof, that was powerful.
That was incredible.
I'm still trying to stay strong.
I know. I told myself I wasn't going to cry.
No, but you did. I'm sorry. I broke you down. I broke you down.
It's all right. I feel like people need to see that vulnerable side, though.
And I agree. And for old time's sake, because, I used to Uber him, I'm going to give him a ride back to where he has to go to. Now, Tyler, whatever we do, don't forget to always keep it between us.
Yes, sir.
This has been a Rogue Media Network